Kia ora. I'm in Pātaua South. That's P-A-T-A-U-A. You want to check out where it is. There is, when I leave here, a 3 or 4 kilometre estuary crossing. And so I want to do that in the daylight. Today the low tide was 6 AM, so I'd have to be getting going 5 or before 5 to get there to have the 2 hours the guide time says you need while the tide is at its lowest. So I decided I'd stay here, do a wee bit of exploring, and go tomorrow when the tide is 7 AM. So that seems a little bit nicer. I'd like to see it in the daylight if I'm going to go through all that effort, and apparently it's lovely. So and I'm also a little nervous, so daylight seems like a better option. And so I'm going to go for a walk. Honestly, I need the fresh air because last night there was an almighty storm and all the campers slept together in the common room at the Treasure Island campground, which is fine. The storm was noisy, and one of the campers obviously sleepwalks because her partner said to her this morning about it, and she didn't seem terribly surprised. But twice I woke to her cuddling me in the night. So needless to say, I am tired. I did not get a lot of sleep last night. Fresh air seems like the ticket right now because, yeah, can't nap. So we're going for a walk around. Okay, I came from up there. Campsite is behind the hedge that's behind that white building at the top of the hill. And I'm going this way towards the estuary. I am not climbing that today. I'm just going to take a gentle stroll and try and, you know, get my equilibrium back. I don't know what you're like when you've had no sleep, but I become a bit of a wuss. So an easy walk is what I'm looking for. For anyone thinking about coming to the Treasure Island campground, I'd say it's a motorhome caravan tent type place. It's PowerPoints and very, very basic amenities, but very pleasant location, like fabulous old-fashioned campground with a location that is just tip-top, right on the beach. I just have to figure out how to get out to the estuary. I'm going to try that gate. And they do takeaways. I can vouch for the gourmet burger with no bun. Yes, they don't have gluten-free buns, but hey, it was good enough that I very happily enjoyed it last night. Wow. The tide will be coming in now. As I said, low tide was 6 AM. There's a 2 kilometre walk from here to the beginning of the estuary crossing, so I'm slow. I need to factor in some extra time for that too. Some waves. Still a bit of wind around, but nothing like last night, which was exhilarating. Thunder and lightning, and I did not get up to film it. I was trying so hard to pretend to myself I was asleep, but it was exhilarating. That's why we were all inside. Okay, let's see what the estuary. Oh, hang on, there's a rahui. Might not be going that way anyway. Let's see what it's got to say. Oh, that's alright. Can go along, but not on the Pātaua dunes. So a rahui, for anyone who's not here, is I guess out to give time for healing if something terrible has happened, to ensure that people appreciate the sacred nature of a place. I mean, like in a European cemetery, you wouldn't dance on the graves, for instance. Well, it's kind of like saying this is a place that's sacred and special for some particular reason. Sometimes it's temporary, like the whale strandings. There's often a rahui afterwards to allow time for a little healing. And it just means that you're not allowed to either go to that place or not allowed to collect things from the place. Just a time of sacredness and sometimes reflection and care. So, no sand dunes and no pā. That's okay, because neither of those things are in the flat locations very often. And I've already said I'm not up for... Oh, hang on, dog. Is it alone? It is. Is it friendly? Oh, no, it's not alone, and it does look friendly. Perfect. No pooch. Just watching out for dogs at the moment. They're magnificent. There you go, culturally sensitive area. Stick to the track. Absolutely. I'm literally 2 minutes of that from the campground, and likely to lose this hat again, so I'm going to hold on. For anyone who watched my walk from Nguru, or Nguru as some of the people say, I lost my hat. A lovely young man called Joe found it and brought it to me. It's a little battered, but I'm glad to have it back. I'm not going to go along the beach, I think. Haven't got my gaiters, don't care to get my feet wet today. Might just sit for a minute and enjoy. This will certainly blow away any cobwebs that are left in my brain. Okay, I've left the beach. It's invigorating. The waves are crashing, and even as far away as I was sitting, I was getting little spit spots of splash. But now I'm walking back towards the campground. It's definitely a short walk, this one. Not sure what I want to do next. I am sure that it won't be very rigorous. Might find myself a good book to read, I think, and just vegetate. If that goes back to the campground. Let's have a look. if the rain holds off, if you can see how black those clouds are. It is supposed to rain a little bit off and on today, but not be stormy like yesterday. Not like the evening. My videos yesterday wouldn't have shown anything much except a blustery wind. But anyway, if it's a bit nice later on, I might go for a walk around the other part of the township over on the north where I came in to town. Does that look like it might be pretty to explore too? Huh? Not public thoroughfare. I don't want to go around that motorhome's space too much, so I'm going to go through what looks like a gap in the hedge and back to my campsite. I mean, it looks like an intentional gap in the hedge. That's what it looks like, a gap in the hedge. Ugh, brain tired, not engaging. Can't figure out how to zoom in the GoPro. But there's a pukeko over there. Maybe another coffee's in order. Anyway, if I go for a walk later, I'll take you along and show you what I see. In the meantime, got some steps to negotiate. Just to keep me feeling like I'm walking. So nice without a backpack though. I went down there through a gate that you can't see from this angle and along the base of the hill over the walkway that you may be able to see sort of centre-ish of the screen, and then I came back that way and through a walkway that brought me to the left in this view of that motorhome that you can see down there. Went around the building because there are no stairs this side. And there's my tent in the little area that the campground has set aside for TA walkers. Specifically on their map it says this is the site to put the walkers, don't let them go anywhere else, basically. And here's my little home away from home. Tucked in beside the hedge, hoping to avoid most of the breeze. I arrived back in my tent just as the first drops of rain arrived, so that was fabulous timing.